Questions 11 through 20 on the 2014 Grade 10 Cayley Math Contest. A line intersects the positive x-axis and positive y-axis as shown. The possible equation of this line is, well, the line is going in that direction. It's pointing downwards if you go from left to right. So obviously the slope will be negative. Well, if the slope is negative, we can immediately eliminate A and D. Well, this one, y equals 4, is actually just a straight line that goes across like that horizontally. So it's obviously not that. So now we're down to two choices that both have negative slope. We have to figure out which one of those. Well, if you were to set x equal to 0, you would get, of course, the y-intercept. And the y-intercept in this is clearly positive. Well, which one of those gives a positive y-intercept? It's only this one. The other one would give a negative y-intercept. So, number 11, the answer is E. If x is equal to 2y and y does not equal 0, x minus y times 2x plus y equals. We have 2y minus y, and then we substitute that in, and we get 2 times 2y plus y. So we have y times 5y, and therefore this is 5y squared. So number 12, the answer is A. In a factory, Erica assembles 3 calculators in the same amount of time that Nick assembles 2 calculators. Also, Nick assembles 1 calculator in the amount of time that Sam assembles 3 calculators. How many calculators in total can be assembled by Nick, Erica, and Sam in the same amount of time as Erica assembles 9 calculators, sorry. Well, we have to talk about rate for Erica and Nick and Sam. So, Erica is 3 calculators per minute, let's say. That means Nick, it would be 2 calculators per minute. And that matches the first part of the question, that Erica assembles 3 calculators in the same amount of time that Nick assembles 2 calculators, namely 1 minute. Now, we talk about Sam. Nick assembles 1 calculator in the same amount of time that Sam assembles 3 calculators. Well, Nick assembles 1 calculator in 30 seconds. So Sam would assemble 3 calculators in 30 seconds, and that would be 6 calculators per minute. And now we have to figure out the amount of time it takes Erica to assemble 9 calculators. Well, it's 3 calculators per minute, so it would take her 3 minutes to assemble 9 calculators. And then now we can do the last part of the question, which is calculate how many calculators can be assembled by all of them in this 3-minute period. So it's 3 plus 2 plus 6. It's a combined rate. This many calculators per minute over a period of 3 minutes. So that's 11 times 3, and that is 33. So number 13, the answer is E. Storage space on a computer is measured in gigabytes and megabytes, where 1 GB is equal to 1024 MB. Julia has an empty 300 GB hard drive and puts 300,000 MB of data on it. How much storage space on the hard drive remains empty? 300 times 1024 MB is how much space we have. So that is 307200 MB. And she is going to utilize 300,000 MB of this. So when we do, we have to subtract that, and we are left with 7200 MB. And that's how much will remain empty on her hard drive. So number 14, the answer is C. In the 4x4 grid shown, each of the 4 symbols has a different value. The sum of the values of the symbols in each row is given to the right of that row. What is the value of the diamond? Let's look at the first row here. That gives me that 2 hearts plus 2 diamonds is equal to 26. So that means hearts plus diamonds is equal to 13. The next row gives me that 4 diamonds is equal to 24. So that means that 24 divided by 4 is 6. So the diamond, or whatever that shape is 6. The triangle, I guess. And then if we look at the last one tells me that 2 of those squares plus a heart, which would be equal to 7, and one of those triangles, which is 6, is 33. So 2 squares plus 13 would be equal to 33, so 2 squares is 20. So 1 square is 10. And then now finally we can go to that row. That is a square, which is 10, plus 2 of those diamonds, plus a heart, which is 7, is 27. So that means 2 diamonds plus 17 is 27, so 2 diamonds is equal to 10, and therefore 1 diamond is equal to 5. So number 15, the answer is A. The table shows the results of a poll which asked each student how many hamburgers he or she ate at the end of the year class party. What is the average number of hamburgers eaten per student? All right, well, it'll be 12 times 0 plus 14 times 1 plus 8 times 2 plus 4 times 3 plus 2 times 4, all divided by the total number of students, which is 12 plus 14 plus 8 plus 4 plus 2. And that is how you calculate the average, of course. So the top becomes 50, the bottom becomes 40, and this is 1.25. So number 16, the answer is C. A circle with area 36 pi is cut into quarters, and 3 of the pieces are arranged as shown. What is the perimeter of the resulting figure? They have taken a circle and they have cut it into quarters. So let's cut that into quarter like that. And then they've taken each of those pieces and rearranged them like this. And they're saying, what is the perimeter? All right. This part, and this part, those are curves. So I'll just call them arcs. Arc, arc, and arc, like that. And then this part is straight. And interestingly, that just represents actually the radius of that circle. So the perimeter would basically be 3 times the length of each arc plus 2 times the length of the radius. All right. Well, the arc is basically from here to here, right? Each of those arcs. So that's a quarter of the circumference. So it'll be circumference divided by 4. And then the radius I have to figure out. Okay, not a problem. They told me the area is 36 pi. So if the area is 36 pi, area is pi r squared. So that's 36 pi. Pi is canceled, leaving me with just r squared is 36. Therefore, the r is equal to 6. So the radius is 6. Okay, we're getting somewhere. So we got 3 over 4. Circumference is equal to pi times 2 times the radius. And the radius in this case is 6. Well, it's 2 times 6 is 12. So now we got, let's see here, 12 times 3, what's that? 36 divided by 4, 9. And 9 pi plus 12 is the perimeter. So it's number 17. The answer is B. At the post office, Sonita bought some 2-cent stamps, and she bought 10 times as many 1-cent stamps as 2-cent stamps. She also bought some 5-cent stamps. She did not buy any other stamps. The total value of the stamps she bought was 100 cents. How many stamps did Sonita buy in total? All right, well, she bought, let's say, X number of 2-cent stamps. So put that here. She bought 10 times as many 1-cent stamps. So she bought 10x 1-cent stamps. And then she bought a certain amount of 5-cent stamps, so I'll call it Y. And they're saying the total value is 100 cents. Okay, well, that would be 2 times X plus 1 times 10X plus 5 times Y. That's how you get the value of these stamps. And this is going to be, what, 12X plus 5Y is equal to 100. Okay, we only have one equation, so we have to do this by inspection. We have to figure out integer values for X and Y, integer values for X and Y that would make this equation hold true. And after a little bit of fiddling around, you figure out that when X is 5 and Y is 8, this will work. It would give me 60 plus 40, which is indeed equal to 100. All right, there we go. So now I got to figure out how many in total stamps. If X is 5, this is 50, and Y is 8. So I have 5 stamps of 2-cent denomination, 50 1-cent stamps, and 8 5-cent stamps. So 50 plus 5 plus 8, that is 63 stamps in total. So number 18, the answer is D. Two numbers randomly selected from this set are multiplied together. What is the probability that the product of the two numbers is 0? Two numbers, right? And they're different. So the first number, I have 5 possible choices. The second number, I have to choose a different number, so I've got 4 choices. I've got 20 different possible ways of doing this. Since 20 is not that many, I'll just write them all out. So if my first number is a -3, my next number could be -1, 0, 2, and 4, right? If my next number is -1, I can choose for the second number -3, 0, 2, and 4, and so on, right? You don't need me to walk you through this. It's pretty straightforward. So I got to just list them all out, and then we'll talk about this. So -3, -1, 0, and 4, and finally 4, 4, 4, 4, -3, -1, 0, and 2. All right. Got 20 of these, right? They're saying which of these have a product of 0 when you take the two numbers and multiply them together. All right, I'll just circle those. These two, those, all of these, since there's a 0 in each of them, this one and this one. So my probability, 20 is the denominator since that's the total number of cases, and the one that have a product of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 over 20. What's that? 4 over 10, 2 over 5 in lowest terms. So number 19, the answer is D. If wxyz is a 4-digit positive integer with w not equal to 0, the layer sum of this integer equals wxyz plus xyz plus yz plus z. For example, the layer sum of 4089 is 4089 plus 089 plus 89 plus 9, which equals 4276. If the layer sum of wxyz is 2014, what is the value of w plus x plus y plus z? wxyz plus xyz plus yz plus z, they're saying is equal to 2014. Okay, let's write this out in terms of how much it actually is worth. Right now it's just letters and it's pretty abstract, so let's write this out. This would be 1000w plus 100x plus 10y plus z, this part right here. The next part is 100x plus 10y plus z, that part right there. The next part is 10y plus z, that part, and then we have one final z, and all of that equals 2014. Okay, let's combine this as best as we can. 1000w plus 200x plus 30y plus 4z is equal to 2014. All right, let's match this now. 4z perhaps is the units digit. It's not a guarantee, but let's just work with that. If 4z is equal to my units digit of 4, like that, then that means z is equal to 1. Okay. And then 1000W, could it be 2? Well, that's tempting, but the problem is I've got this stuff, and that's got to be equal to 10. That's probably not going to happen. So my guess is that this 1000W is actually only equivalent to 1000, and that these guys actually make up a pretty big sum to make it over 2000. So that means W is 1. Okay, that's pretty good. So let's just put those in here. If that is 1000 and the Z is a 1, making that a 4, then I can just sort of subtract. So all I'm left with is 200x plus 30y is equal to 1010, like that. Okay. Now at this point, I should say, I have to do a little bit of inspection. I've got to find integer values, so that 200x plus 30y is equal to 1010. And after a little bit of fiddling around, you get x equals 4 and y equals 7 are integers that will make this work. It will basically make it 800 plus 210, which is indeed equal to 1010. So let's just verify. If you have these values, what does it actually become? Well, let's see here. 1000 times W, which is, well, actually, let's put the number first. WXYZ would be 1471, correct? Now let's figure out that layer sum. It'd be 1471 plus 471 plus 71 plus 1, and that is indeed equal to 2014. All right, so now that's all verified, we can easily just calculate that sum. X plus y plus z plus w. That's going to be what? 1 plus 4 plus 7 plus 1. And that is equal to 13. So number 20, the answer is D.